Hello, and thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel, RoseWardStampersDelight.com. We are going to get started, so grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. For today's video, I am going to be using the new paper pumpkin. This is the Peaceful Christmas, October 2021. And again, I am sorry that I am not live with you tonight or today. That's Friday morning. Normally I would be, but as most of you know, my brother-in-law passed away recently, and it was time to just spend some time with family. So thank you to everyone who has reached out to me. Really appreciate your thoughts and prayers. We are on the mend, and I will be back live with you next week. Okay, so again, this is the paper pumpkin. We're going to open that up, but before we do, I want to remind you, this is my host code for October. Place an order, go to Stampersdelight.com, use that host code if your order is less than $150. If it's more than $150, don't use the host code because you want to get the free merchandise. Also, check out Stampersdelightshop.com for some great apparel, sweatshirts, t-shirts, this great little stamping towel, which I will be giving away on October 30th. To one lucky winner who leaves me a comment on the Stampers Delight Shop Facebook page. That's where you need to go. Just search Facebook for Stampers Delight Shop. Excuse me. And you could win this cute little towel. All right. Also, I'm excited to tell you that as of today, on the new apparel shop, there is a Dear Santa sweatshirt available, and I'm not going to tell you what it looks like. You need to go on there and check it out. But Dear Santa, what do we need for Christmas, right? Go check that out. Okay, so here's the paper pumpkin, and I'm going to open this up. While I'm pulling this out, I also want to remind you that my November class is, I'm still signing up people for my November online class featuring the Eden's Garden, which is available on November 2nd. And that will be the stamp set dies. And if you order the collection, you get the stamp set, the dies, the paper, the doodads. There's 3 different ways to join my online class, and you do have to sign up by November 10th, but I do urge you to do that soon because I got a feeling some of those things which are limited editions, like the paper and the cotton paper, will sell out fast. So inside this kit, we have Peaceful Moment. This coordinates with the Peaceful Christmas, and you're going to see how I use that too. We have the stamp set and a little ink spot shaded spruce. Let's go ahead and open this up. And you're going to want to watch this video regardless of whether you get the paper pumpkin or not. So if you're, not in the States or where it's, where you can order it, I know some countries you can't. You're still going to want to check this out because the card I'm going to show you, you can do with any stamp set. Okay, so first I'm going to open this up and see what we got. Let's do that. Okay, so in here we have some, if I can get it open, some baker's twine, some glue dots, and some dimensionals. Using that. We have these great envelopes, or envelopes, depending on the way you say it, and I'm going to show you some different ways to use these. Okay. And we have some die cuts that say Noel. We have some gems here, if you can see those. And then, of course, we have the directions. And normally I do one of each card or one of everything the way they show it, but I'm going to show you why I didn't do that in a minute. Here's, what do we have here? 2, 3, 5. So we got 5 of the green. I already knew that. I don't know why I had to count them. We got 5 green bases, and then, so that makes 10 cards, right? 5, and then 5 of these card bases. Now, I did not use this card in any of my cards like this. Okay, you can. Looks gorgeous. Somebody gets that nice card on the front and the back looks like this. I cut mine in half. I cut them all in half because I love this print. And I wasn't going to waste it. And then you have some of these pieces, some more die cuts. And some more here, and some more here. And then you have these vellum pieces of trees. And they do poke out. So that is everything you get in that card kit or paper pumpkin. If you'd like more information on the paper pumpkin, the link is below. You can go right through my website and order the monthly paper pumpkin. You can cancel at any time. And I am just going to move this out. Well, I guess it's stuck down there. I'll move the magnet out of the way for now. And when you get this, you'll see that the kit, the instructions are really well written, nice big pictures. I do everything by pictures. So let's show you that. Okay, so the first card is right here. And I actually did that one just like it shows. And then, of course, here's the envelope. Beautiful card, right? And then inside I did the peaceful wishes with the trees. So that is that card right there. The next card, what I did was I took this base, because this is your card base, and I cut it in half and then cut it 4 by 5 1/4 because I wanted to use those designer series paper pieces. And one side I made this card and just put it on, you know why, let me just straighten my camera here a little bit. One side I did just like this shows, okay, but I layered it on the shaded spruce so that I could get 2 cards. And then, of course, I just grabbed an envelope and made that. On the other side of that piece, because you can see the big tree there goes there, and then the smaller trees, I layered it on some cherry cobbler. Oh. And again, same card, different look. Use this idea, but cut it in half so I could get 2 cards out of it. And again, of course, I did the envelope with the little snowflakes. So those are basically the way they show you on here how to use that. Now, another thing I did, and I'll show you that next, is I took the envelope because look at this envelope. It's beautiful, right? I mean, you got that gingham inside, but look at these foil trees. So the first one, you see that I used the envelope the way it was shown with the foil trees. This one, what I did was I cut the sides off of the envelope, opened it up, which I may do in a little while, and I made this my designer series paper. And I came up with this one. So again, this is the envelope, or envelope, however you say it. And I cut that and put it on some real red. And I had some of the just tags laying around, die cuts from other paper pumpkins. When I did that, I took the lip and just used that on the inside. Okay, because I had this piece left, so I used it on a white envelope. So again, there you have that. Now let me show you another one that I did, the same idea. This was actually for my card buffet coming up. Same idea, but I layered some velvet red paper, DSP there. And this I put through the embossing machine. So again, it's the envelope, but I ran it through the embossing machine with our evergreen 3D emboss folder. So it gave it some texture. So there you have another alternative. Put that one over there. Another thing I did was I took the envelope, I took it apart, and then I layered it with the Peaceful Cabin because it does coordinate with that. Layered that on some cherry cobbler. Again, I had this die cut from another kit. And I put that right in front of it. and I made another card. So here's another alternative you could do. And so think about it. You have 5 of these, so that's 5 cards. You have 5 of these, so that's, you can make 10 cards. That's 15. And then you have 10 envelopes. So if you cut the envelopes, okay, you can make another 10 cards. Perfect, right? Who doesn't like to make more cards? Okay, the next one I did, let me just show you here again so you remember. This is the vellum die cuts that are in here, which are right here. So when you take that apart, you have a negative piece of vellum. Just want to take those out gently. So there's the vellum that you use for this card, right? Okay, and then you have this negative piece. Well, you know we don't like to throw anything out. So for this piece, I used that. I layered it on some of our shaded spruce. I used the negative piece. Again, I used that cabin, the peaceful cabin. And then I just used one of those die cuts here from the kit. Actually, this is one of the card bases, not shaded spruce designer series paper. So I used a regular card base. And I used the negative image. So again, you can get more cards out of it that way. Now, cutting that card in half, you can also layer it on some blue with some red ribbon, which is another one I did. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So using the Noel and one of those circles, same idea in blue, but just changed it up a little bit. And there will be still shots on my blog. Probably later today. Okay, so there's some with the Night of Navy. And then basically the same thing. I just love cutting these in half and getting all these cards out of it. And this is on Cherry Cobbler. Lot of ideas here. And then let's see, this one. Okay, just change that up a little bit. Instead of using the Noel, I use the Merry Christmas. So just another idea for you there. Then I took the card base. I cut it in half. So I used this as my base. Here's my regular cardstock. I cut one of these in half. And I stamped the trees that come with it. I took the piece right here. Okay. I ran that through the Big Shot, or I'm sorry, the die cutting machine with my color and contour dies and some red, some real red. So I changed that one up. So again, if you wanted to, you could cut these card bases in half too. And made another card there. And I think I showed you this one. So lots of cards here. And now I am going to show you the card that I'm going to be doing, and I left it over on my other table. Let me just grab that. Well, that's terrible because now, oh, was it in right in front of me? No, it's not. Let me grab it. Here it is. Okay. So, sorry about that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is this really great fun fold. And I have it's a trifold card, and it's called Trifold. I don't know what the words are, so I'm just calling it a trifold card, okay? I did find it on YouTube. So you can, definitely look at YouTube for some great fold cards. I'm going to move that out of the way for a minute. I'm going to show you this one. Now, this one is not a standard size, so I'm using a business envelope for this card because it is 4 inches wide, but it's 6 inches long. Okay, so with this, I used the Paper Pumpkin kit. Of course, you see the vellum and the pieces here. And when you open it, it pops up like this. Okay. And that right here, if you can see it, is actually one of the envelopes cut up. So again, I paired it up with the Peaceful Christmas Designer Series paper, which coordinates with the kit for this month. And then again, in here, I use the envelope. So look at that. What do you think about that card? And it stands up nicely. And if you wanted to stand it up this way so you could see the pieces, you can. And I'm going to show you how to do that one right now. Okay? All right. So for this card, you need, and if I forgot anything, please bear with me. Like I said, it's been a crazy couple of days. Okay. So the first thing you're going to need for that, I'm going to bring in a blotter, piece of paper here. Let me put that right there. The first piece I have is 6 by 12. So it's a 6 by 12 piece of cardstock. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer, and I am going to score that. So I'm going to score that at 4 inches. And then I am going to swing that arm out, and I am going to go to 8 inches. So it's scored at 4 and 8. Okay, hold that for a second. Now I'm going to take another piece of our regular cardstock, 8.5 by 11, and I need this to be 6 inches. I'm going to cut that. 6 inches by 8 inches. And I'm going to score that in half. Of course, that would be 4 inches. So I'm just going to score that at 4 inches. Okay. All right. Those are my base cards. And I will have everything on my page later. Actually, I need one more thing. You're going to need 3 pieces, if you choose to do so. 3 pieces of Designer Series paper. And those are 3 3/4. And I'll tell you, the first card I did, which I just showed you, I did it a little bit less than 4 by 6. And I want to cut that down a little bit because I want a little bit more of the green edging for this one. So I'm going to tell you 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. 3 pieces. Okay, so 3 Designer Series papers like that. I am going to also cut one of those envelopes now for the inside here. And I'm just going to show you how to cut those very easy. You slice off that side. Slice off this side. And then if I was using this for a card like I did before, I would cut that piece off right there. I would flip it around and go to 4 inches here. And then make sure that's at like 4 and 5 1/4, which is what we normally use for one of, let me just show you, for this. Okay, so that would be 4 by 5 1/4 to layer it on that. But for this one, I actually need 2 envelopes, so I'm going to do another one. So that's how you open up your envelopes and use them for cards. I'm just going to cut this again so you can see. 4. Doesn't matter, I still have to. And here's what I was talking about. You can actually use those flaps for something else. All right, so now for the inside here, those 2 pieces, they actually have to be 3 by 3 3/4. So this piece right here, lengthwise, you want at 3 3/4. And I'm doing them both together. Doesn't matter that I didn't cut that one yet. 3 3/4 long. I'll use those pieces for something else. I'm going to flip it around, and I'm going to do this by 3 inches. Okay. So those 2 pieces we need. Okay? All right. Now let's put this together. So one of the things you really have to do is burnish this card really well. Okay, so there's the one piece we're going to do. And then this one I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to bring in a pencil and my ruler. And I am going to, on this first score line, I am going to bring this down to 2 inches and just put a little tick mark there, which is hard to see. This pencil needs to be resharpened. Okay. And then that's 2 inches from the top. This one is going to be 2 inches from the bottom. Okay. And you need to score, which for this, it's a long piece of paper, so I found it easier to do it a certain way. You're going to score it from this point to this point, this point to this point, this point to this point, and here to here. So if you take your mat, your paper piercing mat, I found this kind of easy to do. Rather than score it in the paper trimmer, I'm going to take that point right there to that point. I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to score it. Okay. So there's my first score line. Then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to score that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom piece. Take that right there, go to that edge. Score it. Flip it around. And score it again. Make sure it doesn't move. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to fold this and I am going to burnish these pieces first. So let me bring that in. With my, how can I lose something that fast? It's right there underneath the paper. Okay, so I'm going to burnish that really good. Let me move this out of the way. I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to burnish that really well. Trust me, that's the secret to getting this card to work right. Okay, now for these pieces, what you're going to do is you're going to use your ruler and you're just going to push that up a little bit. Okay, again, use your ruler where you got your score line. Just push that up a little bit. It gives you a little bit of cushion there so that you can fold that inward. And very gently fold it up, press it down, and then score it. And there's your first tuck. Okay. Same thing with this side. I'm going to take my ruler. I'll put the name of what this fold was called. Well, actually, as you're watching this, it's probably already on my title, but I could not pronounce it. And then again, tuck that one in. Score it really well. Okay, so that gives you your fold. Now this piece is actually going to go behind here, or what you can do is just flip it around. Okay, so one piece has to go back and one goes forward. So again, we're going to tuck that this way and bring that up, and now it's opposite. Okay, so again, the top has to go back and the front has to go forward. Once you do that, definitely burnish it again, flip it over, do it this way. Okay? And this is the start of your card. Okay, The next piece is this piece right here. And what you want to do with this one is this is actually going to go behind here. So it is going to be it's going to go back here on this side, sorry. Okay, so this is going to be glued right here. And this is what starts that little pocket. And this is going to be tucked under, but it's too wide. So what we're going to do is the same thing. We are going to just angle that. Okay, so I'm going to start here. And I am just going to angle that. And I don't know if you can see it. There's my angle. So this piece right here, let me just see if you can see that. There it is. Okay, so that's the back piece. So actually I'm going to do it this side. I'm going to go down. I don't think it really matters, but all right. So let's just take a little score there. And then I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut that. I'm not really going to see that piece. Okay, so there, I'm going to score that really well. This is actually going to be put behind here, onto that, and behind here. Can you see that? I know it's the same color. So this is the piece I just cut. This is going to be the base piece. It's going to get layered onto here, and then it's going to get tucked back there. And it'll all make sense in a minute. Before I do that, these two pieces, I am going to bring in, remember these? I'm going to bring in these two little pieces right here. And remember what I said, you can use this even if you don't have this month's paper pumpkin. You can use any of our designer series papers, cardstock, stamp sets. I could have even used that side, but I really like these trees. Just going to glue that down. This one down. Just like that. Now this is going to be our base. So it might look weird, but I am going to glue it on here. So this is my base here. I don't want any glue there. For this I would use, which I normally don't use a lot of, because I'm a messy one, but I am going to use Tombow. In case I don't get it right, I can slide it around a little bit. Okay, so I am going to take this and I am going to put it right on top of that piece. Okay. Press that down for a second. And you can see now the way it's starting to look. Okay, make sure that's good. Now, this piece is going to get tucked in here. Just like that. So I'm going to put the glue right here so that I make sure I don't get any glue where I don't want it. So I'm going to put some Tombow right here. And then I'm just going to fold that in. Hold that right there. So now when you look at it, there's your inside. And look, let's see if I can get that. Okay, at a good angle. There you go. And there's your card. And now we're just going to decorate it. So now remember, I had these 3 pieces of 3 1/4 by 5 3/4. And they're going to go right on top of here. This is what I was talking about. I wanted more of a green border. On this one, there's not so much of a border. Plus, it was harder when I tried to fold it. So I decided to go with a smaller piece. So I suggest the measurements that I'm giving you, okay? So this right here is going to go right there. Now, I need to cut this piece off. So again, I'm going to take my ruler. And there's the tucked piece. So I'm just going to go right here and with my bone folder, make my own score line right there. And then I'm going to take my scissors and actually, yeah, It's going to go a little bit down from that. I'm going to do a no-no. I'm actually going to take my paper or my ribbon scissors. I'm going to cut this piece like that. Okay, so now this goes right here. So there's that piece that I cut off. And that little score line will come out in a minute. And I am again going to take my glue. And because this is a recorded one, instead of me being live on Friday morning, I can take my time. I don't feel so rushed. Okay, I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to put that right there. This piece is going to be glued on the inside right here. So when you're looking at it, you can now see that it looks like one piece, but it's two. And again, I wanted the green, more of a green border there. You don't have to if you don't want to have that, but I like having the border. It's your card. Do it whatever way you want. Okay, so I am just going to go right in here and put that piece just like that. Okay. Now, for the inside piece here, here's this piece right here. And did I do that wrong? I did that wrong, didn't I? I'm sorry. Put it on the wrong place. Sorry, let me lift that up. This is why you use Tombow. It doesn't go on that piece. Well, you know what? We can leave it. I'll show you why in a minute. I could probably, yep. Well, I want to make sure you do it the right way. So let's take this piece off. I really stuck it down good. I'm just going to peel it off gently. Sorry about that. I only made one of these before this, so. All right, don't worry about that. This is going to go right here. Okay, so that's where I want to put that one piece. So let's go ahead and do that. See what happens when I don't do any videos for a week? I get all discombobulated. Okay, we're going to put that piece right there. Move it up just a hair. Okay, there we go. Same thing on this side we're going to do, but the angle is going to be cut from here. Okay, so here we're going to take, and I'm going to move it up so you don't see this piece right here. Let me just peel that off. Hey, if it was perfect, if I had to be perfect, I wouldn't be doing videos, right? Okay, so this is going to be laying right there. Again, I'm going to take that ruler, and I'm just going to do it on the bottom here. And the reason I'm using my ribbon scissors is because they're a long scissor, and it's easier to try to cut a straight line. I'm just going to fold that so I can see it better. There we go. Or what you can do is once you have that score line, you can take it into your paper trimmer, which would probably be the best idea. And just snip it off. Whichever works for you. We're all friends here, right? Whatever works for you. Okay, so now that's going to get glued down right there. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook. Tag your friends in some of my videos. Share my videos so I can make more. Okay, we're just going to flip that over. And we'll hide that right there. Okay. And then I'm going to take that Tombow. Just add a little Tombow there. And that's going to go right here. Okay. So there we have those two pieces now, right? Okay, so for the middle piece is this one. And of course we have two score lines to do. So we will do this one. I just gotta make sure it's right. And if there's an easier way for you to do this, if you like to measure things, go right ahead. It's your card. Do it however you want. I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna bring it down here and do it again down here. Okay. I was excited to show you this one. Okay. And again, I'm just going to fold that so I can see where that is. And I'll bring in my trimmer this time and cut it. Okay. So I am going to start right at the point, angle that into the end where I did that. And I am just going to slice that. Turn it around, do the same thing here. Let's make sure I have it in that tray correctly. There we go. And I have those two pieces. And now this one's going to get glued right down there. So let me know what you think about the cards and this card. Leave me a comment. Preferably a nice comment. Let's just put some glue here. If you're thinking about doing videos and you can see what I just did, when you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. You don't have to be perfect. We're all friends here, and we like to see ideas. And you can see that was the wrong way. That one's got to go with here. I don't want some upside down trees. And when we get talking, stamping and talking, we do make mistakes. And it's all good. So try your hand at doing a video. You have nothing to lose. And it might be fun. I know it took me a while to do it, but it's fun now. And yes, you can do it. Okay, I'm putting that piece in there. So basically, it's like a puzzle, and you're putting it all back together once you cut it. Now, once you have all that done, you can see that what I like to do is, again, burnish that. Because now you have layers in here. And there is your trifold card. Is that great or what? Okay, so let's do some stamping here. And we're going to bring in some of those pieces that come with the kit. The first thing I'm going to do is grab one of those trees, the vellum trees. Poke those out. And that'll probably go right here. I have the circles. Let's see where the circles are. Right here. So this is really, okay, so I'm going to put the circle back there. Just so it makes those stand out. I am going to grab one of these dies, die cut pieces. I'm going to grab one of these, and I'm going to stamp. Now, I am going to use my large shaded spruce. Remember, I already have the ink spot, and I already have this from the kit I just opened, which I will be giving away, so you want to stick around so you'll find out how you can get that. Okay, so I am going to stamp Merry Christmas. going to layer these. Actually, yeah, okay, so we got the green. I'm just going to layer that. Again, remember, if you don't have this kit, you can still do this card with whatever designer series paper you have and stamp sets. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this. Whoop, I want these right here. Now, the nice thing is I can put regular glue, my regular seal on this, because you're not going to see the glue behind it. And I don't have my silicone mat there, so we're just winging it. It's all about the card, not what I'm using, right? Okay, we're going to use this. Lay that right there. Make sure that's straight. I got the Merry Christmas, and my hands, my fingers are so dirty, so I don't want to get anything messed up here. I'm going to bring in the dimensionals. Dimensionals right here. I have several giveaways going on, so you're going to want to stay tuned. I think I mentioned the towel giveaway already, but if not, I will shortly tell you how you can win that. So there we have the Merry Christmas. When you open it up, I don't think it really needs a sentiment in there. I like looking at that paper. And then in here, I am going to grab just a strip of white. And I am going, or I could use one of these again, I guess. Let me see, maybe I'll do it that way. I could do it this way. No, I don't want that. I think I'll use maybe the red. Let's try this. With the, nope, I don't like that either. I need a thinner piece. I want a thinner piece. Okay, so let's try this. I am going to grab the To You and Yours. From Our Home to Yours. In the green. And I'm just going to bring that down a bit so I can stamp this straight. I'm going to snip this off. And if you remember on this one, it was a little wider and I had the circle in there. So I'm changing this one up a little bit. I want more of a banner. Okay, so I want a little bit more of that banner to show. So I'm just going to snip. You can use your paper trimmer, but I'm just going to wing it. I want it like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little glue right here. Make sure that's straight. Then I'm going to grab my dimensionals. And you must have the Take Your Pick tool. If you don't have that, that's a must. And I'm just going to put that banner right in there. Now you can choose to sign your card right here. You can sign it on the back. You can put another piece of white, Whisper White there. However you want to sign the card. But I just think it looks just fine like that. I would probably sign my name right here because you can see through that. I mean, you'd be able to see the pen marking. And there you have my trifold card. And then I'm just going to bring in some of these little gems. Okay. And they really do match the paper, so they don't show up. I shouldn't say they don't show up, but you want to put them where they are going to show up. So I'm putting them on the snowflakes because I think they really show up on the snowflakes. And then I'm just going to put one over here too. And there you have my trifold card. Let me bring that up. Again, there will be still shots on my blog. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Here's the other one. And I will put the measurements on there. Let's go through these real quick. We have that one. So many alternatives. I had so much fun with this kit. And we have this one. This one is actually the one that comes with the instructions. What else do we have here? Okay. We have this one, and this one, and this one. Oh, just such nice cards, right? That's okay. So here's what I have for you. Don't forget to sign up for my online class for Eden's Gardens for November. If you want to get in on the free drawing for your own Stampin' Queen towel, you're going to go to Stampersdelight shop Facebook page and leave me a message. So this is the apparel shop on Facebook. Leave me a message. Actually, just tell me you looked around the site and tell me what you like best on that site. Any comment. And you could win this on October 30th. Now, with that said, I have a couple of these to give away. So I have the stamp set and the ink spot from this kit, the Peaceful Christmas kit. I actually have 2 of those. And I'm going to give away both of these randomly, same as the towel. So comment on my Facebook page on this video, on YouTube and Facebook page. So leave me a comment on Facebook, leave me a comment on YouTube. 2 chances to win. There's going to be 2 winners. I'll pick one from Facebook comments, one from YouTube comments. I should say YouTube and Instagram comments, okay? 2 winners. Oh, what the heck? I'll do 3. I've got 3 of these. Okay, so who wants these? There we go. I got 3. Leave me a comment on Facebook, and you get a chance to win that. Leave me a comment on YouTube, and you get a chance to win. Leave me a comment on Instagram, and you get a chance to win. You want to better your odds? Leave me all 3 comments on all 3 platforms, and you'll be in the drawing. These I will give away. I will pull the names on my next live, which will be Monday. That is November 1st. Oh my goodness, November 1st. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. And check back with me on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel and follow me on Facebook. Until the next time, keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.